Hi, I'm Wayne Allen Root for Personal Liberty. My new book, The Murder of the Middle Class, launches this Monday, July 14th, across America. I've spent the past year piecing together the most evil conspiracy in world history. It's about how America, the greatest nation in world history, is being destroyed from within by the purposeful murder of the middle class. It's not happening by accident, mistake, or coincidence. This is a purposeful plan. This is a widespread criminal conspiracy that even the mafia could not imagine. This is a conspiracy that the robber barons could not imagine. This is a conspiracy that Bernie Madoff could not imagine. This makes the conspiracy to murder John F. Kennedy look amateur by comparison. I name the names involved, including the Federal Reserve, famous billionaires, the captains of big business, and rhino establishment Republicans. So it was a shock to see the New York Times columnist Maureen Dowd, known as the Queen of Liberalism and the great defender of Obama, must have been reading an advance copy of my book. In her July 4th column in the New York Times last week, she made every point in my book about the murder of the middle class. She simply forgot to point out who the perpetrator is, Barack Obama. Nonetheless, thank you, Ms. Dowd. You just accomplished something those of us on the right have warned about for decades. Pay attention, America. It's now fact. Maureen Dowd just made our case. She proved in her July 4th column that liberals are idiots, fools, and delusional. Even more importantly, she proved that liberals are dangerous to America's survival. Ms. Dowd's column was a masterpiece of liberal thought. It should be framed on every sane American's wall and included in every U.S. history book for the rest of all time. It should serve as a warning of what happens when liberals are in charge. Even Maureen Dowd, the Queen of Liberalism, openly admitted that America goes to hell. Can you imagine buying a beautiful house in a wonderful, safe neighborhood with great schools, and then through a combination of incompetence, ignorance, arrogance, and purposeful intent, turn that home into a garbage-ridden, graffiti-covered crack house? In short order, the entire neighborhood goes to hell, the good people escape, drug dealers and welfare addicts move in, the streets become dangerous, the schools become cesspools of crime, drugs, gangs, and teen pregnancy, and then the landlord, who allowed this all to happen by being the worst homeowner on the planet, has the nerve to complain about how the neighborhood's gone downhill. Well, that was Maureen Dowd's New York Times column on July 4th. Dowd admits America's become a disaster, a country in shambles, a country in decline. She says we are scared of our own shadow, collapsing, crumbling, defeated. We've lost our confidence. We've lost our swagger. No more hope about the future. A country no longer exceptional. This is the picture she paints, not me. Bravo, Maureen. It's all true. I couldn't have said it better myself. It just happens to be the exact same picture we conservatives have been warning about and predicting about since Obama took office. This from a woman who undoubtedly has Obama ornaments hanging from her Christmas tree and probably keeps a shrine to Obama in her home. This from a woman who writes for the New York Times, the official propaganda outlet of the Obama dictatorship. Even that woman recognizes what America has become under Obama. A disaster. A crumbling, mumbling shadow of its former self. Obama has done exactly what he promised. Remember, he promised fundamental change. Dowd asks, and I quote, "Are we losers who have soured our DNA?" She worries if, quote, "forever smaller, stingier, dumber, less ambitious, more cynical, have we lost control of our not-so-manifest destiny?" Yes, Maureen, some of us are dumber. Dowd supported Obama through thick and thin. She campaigned for him. She defended his every socialist policy. The same big government policies that turned Detroit into a third world hellhole in the middle of America. The same socialist policies that destroyed the economies of Greece, Spain, Portugal, Italy, and even France, where the labor minister last year admitted France is totally bankrupt, quote, end quote. These places are all run with the same exact policies that Obama has implemented in America. Dowd has defended these same policies in every column for 6 long years. Now she looks out at the wreckage, reports on the concrete results, but doesn't notice who's to blame? Just to be sure we're on the same page and Maureen Dowd can't wiggle out of this one, the policies that destroyed America and every other country in Detroit, big spending, big taxes, big regulations, big debt, and big government. Those are the big 5 that murder the middle class all over the world. Add in free health care and income redistribution. They're all policies staunchly supported by Dowd, Obama, and leftists and communists all over the world. Let me give Dowd credit. In her July 4th column, she perfectly describes the unimaginable results of 6 years of relentless spending, taxing, regulating, adding to the debt, growing government, IRS attacks, income redistributing, and free health care by Obama. She describes the damage to our economy and our psyche. I couldn't have done it better myself. The problem is, Ms. Dowd, you are the problem. You and Obama and your whole leftist cabal. It's obvious you're not completely blind because you've correctly laid out the tragic results. You just conveniently forgot who was in charge when it all happened twice. Yes, it's happened twice, and it's not a coincidence. Two extreme radical leftists caused the same misery and malaise in America twice. Everything Dowd describes happened first under Jimmy Carter, now exactly the same under Obama. Ironically, Maureen, you nailed it. You hit the bullseye. You're describing what happens to America every time liberals, progressives, or socialists, whatever you're calling them nowadays, take charge. You forgot to mention that the first time under Jimmy Carter, Ronald Reagan came along and saved America from ruin. Your column also described exactly what happened to Detroit with Democrats in charge for over 50 consecutive years. But with no Reagan riding to the rescue on horseback, there's no hope for Detroit. It's a lost city, a third world hellhole in the middle of America. Your column also described what happened in New York City with liberal Democrats like Abe Beame and David Dinkins in charge. Economic ruin, out of control, violent crime and lawlessness. Then Rudy Giuliani came along, another Republican, and saved New York from ruin. You are describing what happened to all the European socialist states along with Cuba and Venezuela. Those people lost their swagger and hope for the future too. Those people lost their jobs and GDP. They lost their hope because of fundamental change. In Venezuela, they've even lost their toilet paper. Don't laugh. In Detroit, thousands of residents just lost something even worse than toilet paper. Their water. Their water was cut off. Are you sensing a pattern? This is always what happens with leftists and socialists in charge. This is an open plea to Ms. Dowd and her leftist friends at the New York Times. It's you and those who think like you who have turned our beautiful home, America, into a dangerous, drug-infested, poverty-ridden slum filled with hopeless, helpless, government-addicted addicts. Before you complain about it, look in the mirror or watch a 2008 Obama speech where he promises all the very policies that have led to this disaster. But ironically, Maureen Dowd just did us all a favor. The Queen of Liberalism just documented the destruction of America by liberal policies. Dowd just proved in one column what I and conservatives like me have been warning about for 30 years. Liberals are insane and dangerous to our very survival. I'm Wayne Allyn for Personal Liberty. I hope you'll read my new book, The Murder of the Middle Class. It's available at any bookstore starting on Monday. Or, of course, you could pre-order at Amazon.com today. Inside, you'll find more than just criticism of Obama and his socialist cabal. My book contains 400 pages of solutions to save America, the middle class, the U.S. economy, unique ideas for how to create jobs by the millions, and branding campaigns the Republican Party can use to fight fire with fire, win elections, win back the Senate and the presidency in 2014 and 2016, and successfully brand the Democratic Party as the party of economic suicide. This is a roadmap for taking back our country. See you next week. God bless America and save us all from the murder of the middle class.